waterproof.
Nah. Smoothly here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good day. It's another beautiful day out here in the Philippines, especially here on Boracay Island. It's a beautiful morning, so I decided to actually take a walk from where I was coming from. Actually, I am just leaving the original people of Boracay Village, and I decided I didn't want to take a trike. I actually wanted to walk back to the hotel. I wanted to see the sights and sound of this island here. I wanted to see the beautiful people. I wanted to see the people's reaction, see how everybody is doing here on this lovely place. But before I go any further, man, I do want to thank Gino and Dazzle from Dazzle TV. That's the name of their YouTube channel. I think you guys should really go on and check them out. They have been hosting me for the past 2 days since I've been here in Boracay. They're some great people, man. I mean, spend a lot of time with them, find out a lot of good things from them. They taught me a lot about this area here of the Philippines, and I really appreciate those guys, man. Their channel is really about telling you what it's really like to be living in the province, especially around the Boracay area. They give you some good information. You're not really going to be getting anything that they're trying to sell you. They don't really talk about, what most people wanted to talk about to draw the audience in. They're just kind of like me. If there's something that they feel is important to really talk about so people can know about it, or they just wanted to share some information, they just talk about it. But I think you guys should just go on and give them a try. Check them out, man. Maybe you might just like them, genuine people, man. But anyway, man, my impression of this place, Boracay Island, man, it's really beautiful. As you guys can see me here, I'm walking on the sidewalk of the street, man. You know, I don't see any dogs running loose. I don't have to really dodge any potholes on the sidewalks. And, unlike some of the parts of the Philippines, especially in Cebu or Mactan Island, when you're walking on the streets, you got to be out there in the street with the traffic coming at you. There's really no sidewalks that you can really walk in to actually stay safe. And, that's a good thing that I really like about here. Another thing that I noticed here and what I was told is that, all the trikes here on the island are e-trikes. So you don't hear a lot of noise, you don't breathe in a lot of terrible fumes and stuff like that. But if you see any trikes like you just saw a few went by, that's gasoline. Those are mostly personal trikes. They really can't pick up passengers other than just the e-trikes. And another thing that you really don't hear in the street, like other parts of the Philippines, is loud motorcycle. Because what I found out here is you just cannot go and buy a motorcycle and put it on the street of the island of Boracay. You have to be on a waiting list in order to get a motorcycle. So that's why you probably don't see a lot of motorcycles going up and down the street. Or if you do see some motorcycles, you're not hearing that loud sound because, they're very strict about that here. Also, what they're really strict about here on this island is that you have to wear your mask. It is very important when you're out there to wear your mask. I have never seen that much police before anywhere in the Philippines other than here on this island. And when you do pass one or two, they'll tell you if you have your mask down, like sometimes, I need to breathe a little bit. And you pass somebody, they'll say, hey, pull your mask up. They'll just remind you, pull it up, and you just pull it up. That's the rule. You just follow the rules. And another thing that I really feel comfortable about walking the street here is that there's really no crime out here. I mean, if there's really crime, from what I hear from my friend Gino and Dazzle, is that you don't really hear about it. But there's really no crime here because I had my backpack on. I had the drone in my backpack. I had my wallet in my backpack, and there was things that I had in there that hell, if I was walking in the city of Cebu or Mactan Island, I really wouldn't keep those stuff in my backpack. I would put on like maybe a cargo shorts and zip everything on the inside and watch my surrounding. But here, not once do I ever felt uncomfortable of walking with my personal stuff on me the way that I do here. You know, Another thing that I noticed here, man, is the people. The people are great. I know this is a tourist town, so it's kind of like a service industry town. So, a lot of people that work in the hotels or they work in the service industry. So, they're very nice. They're very kind. They're very friendly. No different than any other way in the Philippines. But here, you just kind of feel the genuineness, coming from these people here. And I really, really do love that here, you know. Another thing about this island, I thought Boracay was really a huge island, but it's really not. It is a very small island because, as I was hanging out with Gino and his beautiful wife Dazzle, we walked from one side of the island to the other, back and forth without any effort because, as you're walking, everything is so comfortable and you're just taking in the sights and sound of everything that you don't even realize the amount of distance that you're actually walking. And I would advise anybody, man, who is going to be coming to the Philippines, if it's in the budget and you really have the time, I think you should actually take a trip on out here to this beautiful island because I think you would have a different perspective on the Philippines. I know most people that travel to the Philippines, there's a few places that they would either go to, Angeles City or Manila. I think you guys really know what I'm talking about. Or some of you guys watch some YouTube vloggers, and then you guys might just want to go on to that YouTube vlogger town, hanging around with that YouTube vlogger. But I'm telling you, man, try to get on out to places like this and visit the Philippines, man. Get away from the comfort zone, that most people always try to tell you about. Come on over to these places here, and I think you would definitely have a different mindset of what the Philippines is really about. Also, one good thing about really having good friends in places like this is that, they do give you heads up on what things should cost. So you really don't get that foreigner's price. And that's another thing that I really appreciated, having friends like Gino and his wife Dazzle, because, before traveling here, they kind of gave me heads up on what I should be looking out for. And as a matter of fact, when I actually flew into Boracay Airport, some people they already went and order some private van to pick them up from the airport to take them to the pier because the airport is not directly on the island. It's on a different island. Then you have to take the ferry across into Boracay Island. But they're very fair. If you don't want to do that, you can actually take a trike from the airport to the port, and the fare it's written. You can actually see it, so nobody's trying to rip you off. And then when you get to the ferry, they actually set you up really well with the ferry ride. And then once you get off the ferry ride on Boracay Island, you can actually take one of those mini multi cab that will take you directly to the hotel, and it's actually a set price, so you do know what you're actually paying for. So that's another good thing that I really like about it. Unlike when I'm walking the streets of Cebu or Mactan Island, sometimes you want to go buy something. Hey, sometimes you tend to do get that skin tax, but here, never once do I ever have to worry about, that skin tax, But anyway, man, I just want to share my thought a little bit about this island here. There's so much more I can say, but I'm just going to go ahead and cut this video short. Hopefully you guys enjoy the walk, man, and the scene. Peace on out.